You're rolling?
I'm rolling.
Have you ever rolled before?
Ecstasy? No.
Yeah. What about Molly?
Yeah. Took Molly once.
What were you like on Molly?
Very talkative.
Interesting.
Yeah, very talkative.
Maybe we should give you some for an episode.
You wouldn't like what I would have to say.
I think it'd be great. Did you fuck on Molly?
I couldn't. That's why I never
Couldn't get it
took
up?
it again. Had a bad. There was no blood flowing to the lower region.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm extra horny on Molly.
But it was cool though because she knew I was on Molly, and then she spent the night, and then in the morning when that shit started to wear off, I proceeded to blitz.
How'd you feel when you had erectile dysfunction?
We laughed. It was funny.
Did she hold you?
No,
I would need to be held.
We laughed.
She'd have to let me know it's okay.
No, we just laughed.
I would lay in her bosom.
We laughed and was talking about everything else other than sex. Like it was like a weird morning because it was like 6 a.m.
Okay.
But we had fun though. Good times.
Streets are telling me that you and Damaris got pressed at the Emotional Oranges show.
No,
That's what the streets said.
pressed.
Pressed.
No, wasn't no pressed.
You got pressed at an Emotional Oranges show.
It's very emotional. It was an emotional time for everybody that was there.
So that is untrue.
That's untrue. No, come on, me getting pressed?
I mean, that's not what they're saying.
It looked like a press.
From what I heard, this is just from what I heard.
No,
You were with an alleged woman.
a friend of mine.
Of course, just a friend.
2 friends of mine. There's 2 of them actually.
And then you went up and hugged Damaris. And then one of the women that you were with said, "Yo, who is that?"
See, you see when you put the tone on that. You see how quick that changes. It wasn't that at all. It was just it was like, who is that? Like, who's that? I was like, that's Damaris. Like,
Has a woman ever asked who is that in a very passive way of not?
yes, I've had it in an aggressive way as well, and that's why I know the difference. That wasn't the aggression.
When does a woman really want to know who that is in a passive way? She's asking, "Yo, who is that bitch? And why are you hugging her like that?"
No, that's not. Well, yes, if it was that energy, I could recognize that, but it wasn't that.
Damaris, can you explain the hug? Was the hug
I did put my arms up.
over 2 seconds? Oh, you were excited.
No.
Ah, see,
never
that's
excited to see Maul.
That's what happens.
See why? See, I come in here peaceful. See, this is the type of shit I get.
Do women do that on purpose? I hate when I'm with a chick
Do they
and
do
I
what?
see another chick and she does like the overly happy to see me. She never does that. And now I'm with this chick, and now you're making it look like
did that. She
yo.
would literally. It's because she knows she be causing me some type of trouble. But she know it wasn't like
She
that.
wasn't like Molly.
No,
Molly.
First of all, if Damaris ever called me Molly, I would look at her like, first of all,
When you
not
on
hugging
Molly?
you. No, Molly.
Yeah,
right.
Molly Mall.
Well, it was a great night though. Emotional Oranges.
So how did you explain who Damaris was?
I said that's she works with us. That's
Nah, he called me an assistant.
an
Said,
assistant.
nah, that's my assistant.
Oh, I had to boss up on him.
I never said the assistant. I don't
had to
think I
show
said
Shorty.
that. That's definitely not what I
She's
said.
one of my assistants.
No, one of.
Yeah, I got many.
Niggas love to sound busy. Y'all,
Yeah.
just one of my. How many do you have, sir?
I'm bi-coastal.
Yeah, no.
Everybody bi-coastal. I've never seen their cribs on the other coast.
Wait,
Just
yeah,
because
we
you fly,
gotta talk about that.
Just because you
Yeah,
fly
like,
somewhere a few times.
Yeah, you're not bi-coastal if you just go there and come back in a week. Like that doesn't make you bi-coastal.
I think bi-coastal is the number one New Year's resolution that never gets done. I know people that are like, yeah, I think this is the year I'm gonna do the bi-coastal thing. Never
I don't
happens.
know anybody that's bi-coastal now that I think about it. I don't think I know anybody. People just
Yeah, I mean,
move.
You know rich people, so I don't.
No,
I
I'm
don't
saying
know.
people just move.
I know people that are like Jersey and New York.
That's the same coast.
Nah, it's different coasts of the Hudson.
Jersey and New York.
Yeah,
I was in Jersey. Got
I
a
did
spot
that.
in New York. Oh, you bi-coastal? Yeah.
I
yeah.
was in Queens and Jersey City.
You was bi-coastal?
Yeah, I was Triborough.
I get it. No, you was definitely you was bi-coastal.
I was RFK.
Nobody's ever bi-coastal. Like people just move. I think people like the idea of being bi-coastal. We talked about being bi-coastal.
Yeah.
I think we might actually make it happen though.
Well,
I think we could.
I think we should just stop saying the word bi on a podcast because
Yo.
I mean,
let's get the numbers up.
only if you mean it. Right?
Listen, everyone should live the lifestyle they want to live.
Absolutely.
In the words of Ray J and Gloria Carter, love whoever you want to love, be whoever you want to be.
That's a fact. I agree.
That's really it. Should we jump right into the nonsense? Or how was your weekend? We can get there.
Oh, the weekend was cool. I went to the Knicks game last night. They got their asses kicked.
Were your feet on wood?
Not on the wood, but like right behind the wood. Pause.
Were the side chicks? That's where you were in that section.
There was some, yeah, they were sprinkled around. I recognized a few of them. What are you doing
Yeah.
here at the Garden on a Sunday?
It's weird. Someone got traded from the Heat. I used to see in Miami all the time. It's weird that you're in New York now.
Didn't work out. Going to the next one. Yeah, they let Ricky Rubio come in and give him 40. I was laughing my ass off because I didn't even know Ricky Rubio was still in the league. So that was a hell of a way to find out. But yeah, I went to the Knicks game Sunday. Saturday, watched the Canelo fight at the crib. Me and the homie, me and Dre. That was it, man. My weekend was pretty chill, pretty quiet. I feel like I saw you. Did we do something this weekend? When was the All Decision show? Was that a Friday?
That was a Thursday, I think.
Okay, so Thursdays, but that's like our weekend, so yeah.
Yeah, I
guess
didn't really
saw
do
you
shit.
over the weekend.
I went to the Harder They Fall. It wasn't really a premiere because the movie was already out.
Yeah.
They did like a jam session. This shit was pretty cool.
How was it?
It was cool. I figured I would see you there because it was a lot of Rockefeller alumni in the building.
Yeah, I was gonna go, but then I get deterred and I get like turned off quickly when I start hearing you got to take a COVID test and then you got to wait over here for 30 minutes to get it and then you got to be dressed like Black excellence and it's like, yo, fam, I just want to go to a party and just have a great time. Like, don't tell me all those things that I got to do.
Some people dressed up somewhere, and I will say
I saw the videos. It wasn't Black excellence.
There were some whites in the crowd.
There was some white excellence in there.
Black excellence and Rory?
For sure, absolutely.
Well, at least the COVID test was open bar, so you had 30 minutes to sit and drink.
Just get hammered or
exactly.
wait to see if I have COVID or not.
But it was cool.
Okay.
It was cool. I think the film is great. I saw
The movie was really good.
I saw someone tweet, Quentin Tarantino must be shaking right now that a Black Western was created without using the N-word in every sentence.
Yeah, and it was an interesting twist on it because they even played to that when, I don't want to spoil it if anybody didn't see it, but when the guy was about to say the word and then Regina King did what she did,
Yeah.
it was kind of like, all right, I see where this is going. Like, we're not even playing that, we're not depicting that in this movie. Movie was good. I really enjoyed it. I think it was a really good movie.
What do Black people feel about Quentin Tarantino?
I don't know what Black people feel. I mean, I think Black people like a lot of his films.
Mm-hmm.
I love his films.
He sure does like that word a lot.
Yeah,
He's really into that word with the hard ER.
Yeah, I mean, if you could hide behind the art when you want to just get it off, like he can't say it casually, so he has to hide it behind the art. Then
it's not hidden. It's right there in the script.
No, yeah, but I mean, it's
and
still hidden.
he reads his scripts out loud.
Yeah, like yo, cut. You didn't say nigger right. Like you got to lean into it. All right. Yeah, I get it.
Did you ever see him on 106 in Park?
I remember it, but I don't remember.
It's quite possibly the funniest video. If you can find it on YouTube, I forgot.
I remember him being on 106 in Park.
I forgot what movie it was. It was with him, Samuel Jackson. I think Jamie Foxx was on there too. I forgot. All I know is
Django? That was 106 in Park?
Hateful Eight?
Maybe that. Who knows?
I feel like that was all after 106
It's the
in Park.
Quentin movie where they use the N-word. That one.
Okay, yeah. Hundreds of them. Kill Bill.
He completely changed his tone and he really blacked it up how he was talking. And it is quite possibly the funniest thing in the world.
I remember him being on that, but I can't remember the episode. But
He was trying to talk
being a thing.
like a rapper, and it's very awkward.
I feel like years later, people brought it back on the internet and started making fun of it again.
Yeah. Well, that was a side note, but
it was a good movie though. If you haven't seen The Harder They Fall, it's a good movie. I recommend you watch it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It reminded me of, I don't know if you remember that movie Posse. It kind of felt like that a little bit with Mario Van Peebles, but it didn't have the racial undertone in it. So that's why I like The Harder They Fall, because it kind of removed that and just got straight to just, Black people were always strong, prominent business owners and stuff like that. So I like that. I like that depiction of it. I like that.
Oh, it sounds like critical race theory.
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
Yo, the world is fucking crazy. But
yeah, I mean, more crazy shit has happened. It seems like every week it's more and more crazy shit happening. And this week was more crazy shit happened like we expected it.
Do you want to get right to Astroworld?
Yeah, let's get to it, man. Let's talk about it. First of all, rest in peace, prayers and condolences to anybody that was affected. Anybody that lost a loved one, pray. It's a tragic situation first and foremost.
100%.
You never want to leave home to go somewhere and have fun and lose your life. So,
especially young kids. Yeah.
So prayers and condolences to all of the victims, all of the families, and anybody that had to witness that, because that's traumatizing as well.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, the interneted when it happens. Mm-hmm. Somebody has to be to blame.
Yeah.
And I guess overall, because it is Travis Scott's festival, there is some blame on him.
Well, yeah, it's the same.
But-
It's the same. You know how it goes. If you're a celebrity and we get into a fight, they're gonna say, "Oh, so and so had a fight." You cannot throw one punch.
Yeah.
But they're gonna say, "Oh, yo, they just had a fight with so and so." It's like, but he wasn't involved in the fight. He was just there. So,
I mean, mostly how festivals do go. Travis Scott did not put that festival together by himself. They hire third parties, and you kind of put your faith in that the third party will do their job. And I don't know what production company they hired. The lack of security obviously is a problem. The lack of ambulances and paramedics was definitely the problem. I can't see where this is really, because that clip of Travis singing when the body was, which was a terrible video to watch, but do people realize that artists can't really see in the crowd like that with a lot of the lights? They can't hear shit.
they can't see, they can't hear stuff, especially when you're at the size of that festival and you just see a sea of people. It's it could be hard to kind of tell what's going on. You see commotion. And there's videos popping up of Travis saying, "Yo, somebody passed out, let the ambulance get through." He stopped the show. So, I mean, the internet is going to find videos and chop them to create these narratives. But
I think they need to rethink festivals, period. Even with the lack of security, there could have been a bunch of security. That still doesn't change the fact of how hard it would for paramedics to get over there. That looked no different than any festival I've been to, especially one that Travis Scott is performing at. Festivals are very fucking unsafe.
if they allow Travis to do another Astroworld next year, I think they're going to take it back inside the arena where you have seats and you can kind of limit the number of people to a reasonable amount. Because 50, 60,000 people, I think they were saying, was out there.
I think more than that.
Yeah, that's it's hard to control that many people at one time.
Well, I mean, what they're saying alleged happened is very fucking interesting and weird, to say the least. Because again, I thought people were trampled. They're suggesting someone planned an attack to inject people with something.
Yeah, people are saying that a lot of the symptoms of people passing out and things like that are symptoms of like cardiac arrest. And reading things online. I'm not saying any of this is true. I'm hearing that it may have been fentanyl overdoses. Kids were on pills. Some of the pills may have been laced. I'm hearing reports of somebody running around with a syringe and injecting people with shit. And officer said somebody injected him.
I saw that, yeah.
With a needle. I don't know. I mean, again, it's all kind of reports going around. It's all kind of people uploading stuff to the internet with theories and things like that. But the bottom line is lives were lost. Yeah. And it's unfortunate. And
that, I mean, to some degree, too, of what the perception probably was of the staff. Festival culture, if you will, because I know we put culture at the end of everything when we're talking about bad shit now, is kids passing out and kids taking too much drugs. Like every festival I've been to, there's always been a young passed out kid that's probably not even really being attended to at all. Yeah. And you have to think a lot of kids are scared of repercussions. So they'll sit with their passed out friend just so they don't get in trouble. Like I see that at festivals all the time.
Yeah, that's what they were saying with the fentanyl with the pills. They're saying that it may have been a group and they all may have taken some pills and they were probably laced with fentanyl, not knowing, accidental overdose. Yeah. And I hope that's not the case, because that's just like, super, super fucked up. But again, still anyway, whatever happened, lives were lost. Yeah. And that's what we know, and it's unfortunate. But again, I don't think it's fair for people in the internet to come down on Travis and like it's his fault. I don't see where he's the guy to blame for this. Maybe, for not having a safe enough space, maybe, but still, again, lives being lost. Like, you can't put that on Travis. I don't think that's fair to do.
Yeah, because I don't think he sits there, and maybe he should. Maybe this is the difference between having artists throw festivals and companies like Live Nation doing it, because they your name is on this. This is yours. You kind of do have to cross T's and dot the I's and say, all right, well, is there enough security? But I know that's not Travis is an artist. He was the only thing he was concerned about was putting on that show, and he thought he delegated everything else.
But even if you have more security, I don't see where more security would have helped in the instance of a stampede and people rushing and pushing forward and trying to get security. I see security getting trampled in that situation as well. So I suppose
they could get paramedics or people places faster than
I think
anyone.
the only way to do that effectively is you have to break up the group. Like you have to kind of make like pods.
And sections of shit. Yeah,
Where you
No,
like
you're
it's
right.
only 5,000 people here, 5,000 people here, 2,000 people here. You know what I mean? You got to kind of that. To me, that would be the only way to kind of like ease that crowd from being able to just push and rush people at the same time. I think that's the only way. But having more security in the mix of that, I don't see where that would have helped at all.
Yeah, and it's just even more unfortunate of everyone so happy that festivals are back and people can go outside, and then some shit like this happens, and it's
Yeah.
like, damn, now we were terrified, we stayed inside. Now we're going outside, and now we got to be terrified again because we don't know what the fuck people are doing with drugs and with syringes now running around.
I mean, I hope that's not true. You know
me
what I mean?
too.
I hope that that's not the
There
case.
was only one confirmed case of somebody who said they got stabbed with a needle. Everybody else, they're saying that because everyone was pushing to the front, it caused people to not be able to breathe.
Okay.
And that's where the cardiac arrest was coming from. And then once you see people dropping to the ground, other people got nervous, panic attacks, things like that, which can help with the cardiac arrest. And they said that Travis Scott stopped the show once, but then he started again. So
Yeah, he can't see. It's impossible for him to see all of that was going on
And I'm telling
on
you,
that stage and all of those people.
they needed more eyes on the ground. That's where more security could come in because they needed more eyes on the ground so that they knew just how serious it was.
the artist is not looking into the crowd for safety reasons. I'm sorry. They're focused on the show.
Yeah.
And again, back to festival culture. If an artist had to stop a show anytime a kid passed out, and I'm not downplaying it, I'm just telling you what happens in festivals, there would be no festivals.
Bottom line, prayers to and condolences to the families and the victims that were involved. It's a tragic situation, and yeah, man.
Yeah, it's terrible. So rest in peace. Get to some more lighter stuff. I know we started out heavy there. My apologies. Did you talk to Summer?
No, I didn't. I didn't speak to Summer.
Did you give her a little hey big head text?
I spoke to
Hey
her.
stink.
No, I spoke to her in my head.
Okay.
I cursed London out all weekend. Yeah.
Yo, picture you walking around your house like fuck London.
Yeah, I can't believe he did that, man. Like, you know, it's just it's like, damn, man. Like, how could you? The entire pregnancy you left her alone, like by herself, like, and it doesn't matter if it's
Look
true
at
or
you
not.
dirty
like,
macking.
It's not. I'm just
Yo,
going,
you dirty Mac for Summer. Wow.
No, I'm just going by what the lyrics that we received. Rory. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, this is what the woman is telling us happened. So I'm saying I've been listening to the album all weekend, and it's like the more and more I listen, I'm just looking at London like, damn, I thought you was a good guy, man. What happened? Like, how did you?
You thought that's what you thought?
I thought he was a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's anytime I see him on Instagram with her, they look happy. They look like
Goals, right?
look like he was doing the right thing. He was a stand-up guy, and come to find out, it was all bullshit. And
We haven't heard his side yet. Here's like that's what
yeah,
that's what's fucked up about when you date an artist.
yeah.
Like you'll never hear.
yeah.
We have never heard Tyrone's side to.
No, never will. Doesn't even matter.
And first of all, Tyrone wasn't even the guy. He was just the friend. Like
He just
Why-
got
like,
thrown
so-
into
like,
it.
he just
yeah.
chilling, like,
Forever
wait.
he's thrown into it like, yo, fam, I was just going to pick the homie up, like and help him.
whoever Erica was talking about on calling Tyrone, we never got his side. We don't know. We just took it.
Yeah,
Wouldn't take her to the Wu-Tang show.
right.
What if he couldn't get tickets?
He got to step his shit up. So that's what she
What if he
said.
has something to do that night?
Oh no.
I want to hear London's side. London, this is an open invite to this podcast. We need to hear your side. We need to stand up for men. We don't know what she was putting you through and what forced you to have to leave and go back to all three of your baby mothers.
You know, sometimes you got to read
I don't
the
have a
room.
BM, so
No, sometimes you got to read the room, man. It's like, this nigga got three? Three?
I mean, Summer went into it though.
Yeah, but he got three, though.
He has 4. Summer's 4.
But I'm saying
That's a powerful
I'm saying
number.
Summer was supposed to read the room.
Yeah.
There's like 7 songs called 4. You didn't know that? You didn't know she was the 4th?
But 3. Like, my thing is, at some point, the nigga is just who he is, man. Like, you got 3 baby mothers. All of them is beefing with him. Like, you gotta know, like, this nigga, he just ain't shit.
Well, that's what I kind of appreciated. The album did start out with her defending London against all the baby mothers.
It did.
And that made me feel good. I'm like, all right,
started
man.
with Cardi. I didn't even know Cardi like kind of A&R'd the project, by the way. Like, we just got that. Like, she told someone what to do. Like, yo, listen, just make a record. Tell them bitches you got money.
Yeah.
And fuck them. It was like,
She's a fucking genius.
yeah. I was like, oh,
There's a reason Cardi B is Cardi B.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is all Cardi's doing.
She's been through it.
But I thought that was a genius way of saying, like, you know, because we can go back and read that timeline with Summer, like when she was getting into it with the baby mother and all that. We saw all of those things unfold. So it was dope to see that. And then as the album goes on, it's like, nah, but it's you though, fam. Like, you ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's where she ended. And then she ended with a prayer for him.
We wasn't praying for him.
That was not a prayer for London.
We were praying for ourselves.
It was a... Yeah, but we got to get into the prayer too, because
Damaris, give us the whole prayer. I know you memorized it. I know you memorized it.
Nah, but the prayer don't.
Give us Damaris'
the
prayer.
prayer don't work for side chicks though. I think I need side chicks to understand that. See, that's the thing. See, you gotta do the work. You can't just pray. You got to do the work too.
God helps those who help themselves.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you can't be a side and be like a home.
What if
wrecker.
she don't know she's a side?
They be knowing they sides.
And first of all, why are side chicks home wreckers? They're home helpers. They are home helpers. They're not home wreckers.
I never met a happy man that didn't have a side chick.
Like, they could keep your house together.
A happy man that didn't have a side chick.
I have seen relationships work better when the man was cheating, and then when he stopped, that's when the shit really hit the fan. Like, they are not home wreckers. They're home helpers.
It depends.
They take so much stress so you can be a better boyfriend or husband.
Side chicks can be home helpers if they're honest with themselves being side chicks. Side chicks that are not honest with themselves and think that they have a chance of being the main chick, they can destroy your home.
Are you suggesting someone was a side chick in this?
No, she wasn't the side chick. I'm suggesting that she really loved and cared about her baby father at one point and was trying to do everything she could to help him become a better person, and it just didn't work out. And he didn't want to do the work. He didn't want to work on himself. That's just what she's suggesting. I don't know this gentleman. I'm not trying to say it's true. I'm just saying these were her words. I'm listening to the album, listening to the lyrics, and it sounds like, you know, she was trying to help him. She was holding him down, like she said. I was there for you, you know. But to me, I was just a come up for you. It was just for clout.
We got to stop with this hold me down thing. I hate when
women hold you that. No. I'm not gonna let you do that.
You gotta let me know what hold it. Tell me how you held it down. Tell me how you held it down.
I know women that are holding niggas down. And,
I agree.
And like in a real
exists.
way.
It exists.
Like,
I'm not saying it doesn't.
Paying for like haircuts, like paying your car note. Like I know women that are really doing that for niggas that you would think on Instagram that are really like niggas that you might think are popping and they're not. It's like, fam, you live with shorty and she's paying like all of the bills on her own.
Okay, well, do you think financially Summer needed to hold London on the track down?
I'm not saying financially. No, I'm not. I don't think it was I don't think she ever alluded to so much financial. I think it was more so like she knew that he had his issues and that she was trying to love him and like really like help him grow and be a more mature person. I think that's what she was alluding to. Like, I was just trying to show you that, because it's such being in love is cool thing. And having a family is cool. Like, that's cool shit. Running around,
you got 3 families,
fucking a bunch of
yeah,
but it didn't work out.
She didn't have a family yet.
Yeah, but it didn't
he had
work
3
out.
of them.
It did. She was trying to have a family with him, and he still was in a place where he just wanted to run around. Again, I don't know London personally.
Her saying at the end, you trying to compete with Thug was one of the funniest bars I ever heard in my life.
This is what I'm saying. So this is the shit we hearing, and I'm just like, damn, really? Like, that's what was going on?
Well, all right, let's not judge London because he has 4 children.
We have to judge him.
Okay,
the
maybe
album
he's
is
not
great.
as.
This is what it's for.
How many times have you nutted in a chick roll?
Yo.
Well, she was on birth control if I did. Hey, listen.
The way we judge guys with a lot of kids while we fuck women raw, and just because we have better luck.
No, it's not.
Doesn't make them shittier people. How they handle their kids makes them a shitty person.
Okay, there you go.
But creating, like, we always shit on people with a lot of kids. Like, damn, why would you bring this?
It's not the number of kids. It's the relationships. It's the relationships you have with the women. You understand? Like, if it's like drama with all 3, you don't see the kids, you don't take care of the kids. It's like, fam, like, how you got all of these all of these issues with women?
Have you ever had raw sex?
That's just weird. Like, when men have a bunch of issues with women, that's weird to me. You said what?
Have you ever had raw sex with a woman that you wouldn't consider to probably be a good mother?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Okay, so you know better than London.
Yeah, no, I am better. I'm a lot better than London. I don't have any kids.
Well, we shouldn't. Why do people brag about not having children? Like, that's not a foot. That's the weirdest thing in the world. Team no kids. I got no kids. I'm 30. I got no kids.
If I had
it's beautiful
kids,
to bring people into the world.
No, it is, but it's also beautiful to raise families.
Oh, for sure, I agree.
And not have broken homes and not have a bunch of men around your kids that your baby mother might be dating.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make you a better person when you still are doing the act and the girl just happened to not get pregnant. I have rawed girls that I think would be terrible mothers.
Okay.
Thank God they didn't have a kid.
Okay.
But it doesn't make me better.
Yes, it does. It makes me a lot better. I'm a great guy. Yeah, I'm a great guy.
Better.
I'm a great guy.
What if London is just pro-life?
That's a good.
What if he's a Christian?
That's a good. Nah, but see, no. We can't, because then if it was all of that,
cut him some slack, because she did say on fourth baby mama that his mother was not around for him. So if you want to get into some therapy shit, how can you have a family if you never had a family?
Listen,
you can't
man,
raise a family if you never had a family.
And I agree.
I'll cut him
which is why I said what I said. Like, I'm not saying he's a terrible guy because I don't know him. I'm just going by what Summer is saying on the project from her point of view of being pregnant. She's saying she was alone the whole pregnancy. Like, she didn't feel like it was ever a real family that he wanted. She felt like he just wanted to say, "Oh, I'm with Summer just for the clout." Like, that's my queen. But I'm only a queen of R&B, not in real life.
He's still London. Like, if I was dating Summer, it would look more cloudy than London.
You said what?
If I was dating Summer, you could say that would be looking more cloudy than London.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Oh, you think I'm popping?
Not that I think you popping, but it doesn't because I see what you're trying to say. Like, yes, London is successful. He's a producer. He
bodied her first album.
He's doing classic. They make great music together.
Matter of fact, they tried to make this album is a bite of the sound London did on the first one.
Didn't he produce some tracks on this album though?
No. I don't think.
Yes, he did.
Let's pull up
on this album.
Yes.
Word? I didn't even know that. But well, it's called "Still Over It," so I mean, naturally it would sound like "Over It." But yeah, I'm not gonna say London is a bad guy. It's all jokes. I'm just saying how much I love the album, listening to it, and it started to make me kind of feel some way towards him just because the music is so good.
Well, that's why you can't be vulnerable with women anymore,
because they might make good music about it.
I'm sure London confide into Summer about his relationship with his mother, his childhood, and that degree. Mm-hmm. Told her all these things. Mm-hmm. Maybe the reason I act the way I act is because of what my mother wasn't around, and I don't really know what a structured family is, and this and that. Mm-hmm. And then look, the moment she doesn't love him anymore, goes and uses that shit right against him and puts it in a fucking record.
Yeah, but what did she? But what did she have to go through?
You can't weaponize my trauma.
Nah, but you can't. But you can't.
You can't do that.
All right, so
yeah, I told you I act the way I act. So don't throw it back in my face.
So that's the stance you taking. Okay, so but what it gets to a point where it's like enough is enough though. How much did she put up with?
100%.
You understand what I'm saying? So you got to think about that too. Like, because again, I don't know London. He could be a great guy, but
he doesn't like you.
If
he told me,
I don't know why he doesn't like me, but because I put money bags on the Summer's picture.
Yeah. Yes.
Niggas don't like me because of that. Like, that's showing love. I bought her album.
Listen,
I support your family.
I'm gonna name drop really quick.
Okay.
Just to make the story better.
More salacious?
Yes.
Okay.
We were in the studio and Puff was there. And London skipped over Puff to tell me he didn't fuck with you.
Hey, look, London.
That's a fact.
Listen, man. I don't know him. He
walked
be a great
past
guy.
Puff.
Yeah, man.
And went to me and said, yo, your mans? I'm like,
listen, man.
And mind you, I didn't even know what London looked like. So I didn't even know who was talking to me.
Listen, man. I don't know.
I'm like,
it's all love, man. I got nothing but love for everybody. I ain't got issues with nobody. She was trying not to judge a man by his past. See?
Well, that was her first mistake, and she needs to take accountability.
She was trying not to judge. She was thinking like, okay, he was young. Yeah. He's more mature now. It could be different, So you can't blame her for being the fourth. Like, I've seen a lot of women like, I could never be number 4.
I could never.
A lot of y'all could never be number 1. That's a whole nother topic that we could get into if y'all willing, how much time y'all got. All jokes aside, though, it's a great album, man. I think this is a really, really dope project.
You think it's better than the first?
No.
Better than?
But it's a different album.
I think it's probably just as good as the first.
I think there's going to be more standout records from the first one than this one. This is an album. Like,
yeah, I feel like
there's no Usher record from the first one that like, all right, this will be the joint that's played. all the time.
You know what? You know why I do think that this may be better than the first, because the story is so real, like, and we watched it unfold. So it is a different. It's a the records hit different because you can really go back and, you know, if you have those videos saved on your Instagram, you can see, like,
You're sick if you have those saved on your Instagram.
I'm saying if you do, but you can see it. You can see the timeline. I think her adding Sierra's prayer at the end of it was dope, because, you know, every woman has been for the past however many years saying, how did Sierra pray for Russell and her relationship, like, and again, you know, it's not just a prayer. You got to be willing to put in the work as well.
Well, you know what, Russell, give us our prayer, man. I need Russell's prayer for us.
Russell's prayer?
Yeah. I need Russell's prayer next week.
Who would be the R&B? Who would be the male R&B artist to have Russell's prayer at the end of his the end of his album?
August Alsina.
You know what?
You know he would do Russell's prayer. And Jada's prayer.
Maybe Jada's prayer. Russell's prayer? I don't know. But yeah, man, I think the album is dope.
I really do enjoy the album. I'm talking shit, and I know. Shout out to LVRN. You guys did an amazing job, amazing rollout.
Yeah,
loved it all.
Shout out
I just had to come here to stick up for men. I love the album. I'm not even talking about the music.
I get it. We having fun. No, and I thought about that too. Like I said, when I was listening, you not having fun. When I was listening to the album, I was like, damn, like they gonna kill London. Like they gonna kill him. Like she's airing them. The last, what was it? Is it the last or the song before Sierra's prayer when she's talking to London's mother? Like, first of all, your mother should have whooped your ass. You know how mad a woman got to be to say your mom should have whooped your ass?
Then she explained all his trauma to the world, and then left him.
Listen, sometimes women can't. You know, enough is enough, man. You got to move on. And Summer seems to be happy in her new relationship now as well. So.
For sure. And I'm not investing in these people's lives. I'm really just talking shit right now. No. Shout out to London and Summer. I hope everyone finds love and peace and happiness. And
I think she's reported to do 200,000
something like that, yeah, which is incredible.
Amazing. I think I told Justice. He asked me. I think I said 180. I thought she was 180 because I felt like everybody was waiting for it.
She can crack too.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's definitely a big accomplishment for them. So shout out to them. I'm seeing everything going around talking about her contract situation. I don't know how true that is, and I didn't ask Justice about it.
It's funny. I was considering
calling him.
Come on.
What? Listen, we can't be the hypocrites that be preaching all this contract bullshit. And even though Justice is our man, we got to get to the bottom of it.
So you saying
because if you taking that much from her, Justice, it's time to talk. Where's the little thingy?
The toggle?
Where's the toggle? Do we have the adapter?
Justice is not going to answer. I'm willing to bet he's not going to answer. Album, numbers coming in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Summer probably on his phone right now talking about shows. There's no way he answers the phone. I'm willing to bet he don't answer the phone. Nope.
We could keep that.
Yeah, I told you he wouldn't answer. Busy week for him, man. Busy week.
Oh no, for sure. Oh wait. Oh, never mind. No, that contract. I am curious to see. I mean, I know with joint ventures, a lot of the splits are not the best.
I don't think that's correct though. I'm willing to bet that contract isn't true.
I mean, 15 cents on the dollar sounds like a major deal to me.
I feel
like a regular ass contract.
Yeah, but I feel like Summer would have addressed that a long time ago.
Maybe she didn't know. Maybe she read that article with the rest of the world. You don't. A lot of artists don't.
If she did,
I'm not saying that's a fact, but
if she did, do you know what the next album was going to sound like?
Still over Justice.
I was going to say Justice next on the chopping block.
She gonna air Justice out.
Did you really screw me, Justice?
Yeah. She gonna air Justice out like some old socks, man. But yeah, I don't think it's true though. I don't think it's true. I think that I think she's very weird, and I just think that I don't think LVRN would conduct business.
I can't see them doing that.
No,
I definitely
not
can't.
At all. Not at all.
But that is weird timing. And who wrote it? Like, where did that come from?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just too weird. It's like, where did this come from? Why right now? It just feels like it was just some negative shit. Maybe London?
I could see that.
Maybe he kind of threw that out there to be like, yeah, that's why you ain't getting no bread.
You really don't like London.
Nah, I don't fuck with him. What you mean I don't like him? I don't even know him. Like, I think he's a dope producer.
Oh, Justice said hit you in 2 minutes.
That old industry 2 minutes. That really means an hour.
Nah, that's my man. We're not industry friends.
That's my man.
Went to DR together. That makes us a couple.
It does. Low key, it does. Like if you put your feet in the sand with another man, you're kind of like, it's a different level of like bonding.
We were shirtless together for 4 days.
Yeah, it's a different level. I think we got to get shirtless together, man. I'm just saying, not like that. I would love for.
Got to one up the old pod, huh?
No. I'm saying like we need to spend time bonding with, of course, have lady friends around
For sure.
to kind of break up the, the
Damaris
testosterone.
could round him up.
Me and Damaris got to have a long talk because she won't invite people places when I ask her to, and I just don't understand.
But that's what I don't understand. For the people that are listening, here's a little backstory.
You got a lot of backstories.
Maul had asked Damaris.
Right?
I've known Damaris for a very long time. So watching your friendship with her blossom is fun to watch just because I've known both of you for a very long time.
Okay.
So I like to see, when two worlds collide.
I love Damaris, man.
Where you guys will bond and not bond. I am under the impression this is not true, but Damaris has the hose. She's always had the hose.
She does.
She has the hose.
I can tell.
She will not invite call her a hoe, call her a woman, to the St. John show for
Rory.
you. But my thing is you also have a +1. So
I'm all plussed out.
Why can't you invite this young lady?
I'm all plussed out.
Okay.
I used all my pluses, and I spoke to Saint, and he said I can't have no more pluses.
No more pluses.
No.
So what plus are you bringing instead of this young woman that you're asking Damaris to bring?
I invited some people that never seen St. John perform.
Okay.
And they wanted the show sold
Just
out.
Fanatics.
Yeah.
You did a giveaway on Twitter.
Yeah, not on Twitter. Kind of like people that I know
Okay.
against people I know, like secondhand people I know.
Okay.
It's like, yo, my cousin, he's a big fan. Or,
for
yo,
sure,
my homegirl I work with, she's a huge fan. It's like, okay, yeah.
So nice of you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to change the world one St. John fan at a time.
Well, I have a plus that I won't be using.
Okay.
So if I give you my plus, would you invite her?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, she's great. And she's healing. Last time I saw her, she told me she was healing.
Okay.
Next thing I know, it's tears. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then she said, I'm healing. I was like, oh, well, if you would have said that, it would have, So St. John, he has a great record called Roses. What else would help a woman heal more than flowers? So
Of course.
hear Roses. Come to the St. John
Oh, so
show.
you're just trying to help her healing process.
Yeah, and Saint loves taking his shirt off. That might help women heal. I don't know.
You're the next dude. You're not London. You're the one that heals her.
I'm France.
That was a me joke. Like, that was a bad joke. That's a joke I would make. Somebody said y'all got to stop naming your kids London and Paris because they act like Tremont and Newark.
They act like Tremont and Gun Hill.
That's fucking, yeah. That child's name is Merrick.
Yeah. But no, you should invite her though. She's cool. That's the homie, man.
Have you ever dated a woman that was healing?
Oh, absolutely.
Fucking sucks.
And I found out while we were dating. Like, you should tell a guy before you start dating that you're healing.
Well, come on.
Don't let me find out while I'm trying to get my shit off. 'Cause it's like now I got to receive energy that's still meant for him.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't even know. It's
called baggage.
Him. Yeah, I don't know him.
I mean, women are never going to tell you that though.
Some of them do. I think women are learning that it's okay to be like, and I read something that says honesty doesn't have to be brutal. So I want to stop saying brutally honest because I like that. Like, honesty shouldn't be brutal. So
Unless it's brutal.
But what's brutal though? Like, what's brutal about being honest? Like, I don't think it should be. It shouldn't feel like it's being brutal.
Taking out all your trauma on an innocent bystander that's just trying to get to know you and help you.
Yeah, but then I don't think that's being honest. I think you're intentionally trying to hurt somebody.
Well, things are triggering in relationships and patterns. So, yeah, women that are not healed, or people, let's say that, because I've done it too. When you're not healed in something, you're gonna take it out on that person when you get triggered from something on the last thing. But
what's something that has triggered you? Like, what was the last thing that triggered you in a conversation or something with a female?
Honestly, kind of what Summer did on that Mom record. Like, I hate it. It does trigger me if I explain a certain trauma in my life when we're being vulnerable, and then in a fight,
they use
it and throw it at me.
No, that's fucked up.
Or try to say, I don't understand like why you behave this way. And it's like, dog, I've told you exactly why.
Yeah,
and I'm working on it.
Yeah, I can understand that triggering you, and but that's fucked up. You shouldn't throw people's vulnerabilities at them.
But hurt people. I've definitely been hurt and probably took it out on the next person. I probably don't.
Is going ghost on somebody considered like you taking out your traumas on them?
If part of your trauma, if a result of your trauma is running away and shutting down, yes. It depends where it's rooted from.
Because I do that a lot. And I just noticed that about myself like a few months ago. Like I go ghost on people a lot. But it usually has nothing to do with the person.
Well,
it's
where
like
do you get sense from?
I really thoroughly need to be alone at times. Like
Well, you
I
need to
don't want to be like
express that to people.
I do. But I'm finding that no matter how much you express it to people, when it happens, they still don't accept it. And not saying that they have to. You don't have to accept anything. But like it's like, but I told you this is how I am. Like I just have these times and these moments where I just need to detach and just be by myself. And it's not like, if you're dating a woman and you go ghost, it's like they automatically assume it's another woman.
Okay, now I see why he loves this summer album. You're not taking any accountability in how maybe you're explaining this incorrectly to the person you're speaking to. Need to learn how to say that to them.
That's what I just said. Like,
and compromising the fact of, if I want to go ghost, all right, I'm gonna shoot you 2 text messages. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm at. Give me like a day. I'll talk to you. Like when all right, I'll put it this way.
Even if you do that,
when you go ghost, it will make people feel insecure about what is going on. If they did something wrong, what you're doing, if you're disinterested.
Oh no, I know. So, because I've been on the other side of that.
So have I. So you have to explain and figure out how to explain that to that person specifically, because they may need some reassurance while you're going ghost, and that's where the compromise comes. It can't just always be about Summer and Maul. Sometimes it's got to be about London and Rory.
Okay, well then listen, if we're gonna be progressive here, then just be progressive then. I don't know where you were taking us right there, but okay. You my guy, you know what I mean? I'm gonna listen. I'm here with you, man. Listen, we're bonded. We're here. But
it's a therapy session.
Yeah, no, but even when you explain,
I was suggesting that you were Summer.
I know what you were.
And you don't take accountability. London and I are good people that get shitted on publicly.
Yeah, it didn't quite land the way you wanted it to, but I'm here. I'm listening.
It landed the right way. That's how I wanted to land.
But yeah, no. Even if you explain to people why you go ghost or why you need time to yourself, you could explain it till you turn blue in the face, and it's still sometimes it's just not enough. It still hurts, and I know because I've been on the other side of that. I've been ghosted by women, and I'm like, damn, like what happened? Like, and they said, oh, I was going through something, and this, that, and the third, or I had another situation that I wasn't quite sure about. I didn't know where that was going, this, that, and the third. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Once they explain it, you understand. But with me, I'm noticing that I can explain it and I can be like, yo, honestly, it has nothing to do with other women. I think you're great. I just have these moments where I just like, I need to detach myself from everybody. And I just need to be alone by myself. I'm not out dating other women. I'm not out fucking other women. Like, it's literally, I'm just by myself. And they just like, yeah, right. Like, they don't understand that.
Well, does that form from other trust issues that you may have given them before? Do they feel that, are they just untrusting people to begin with? Or was there actions that made them feel
they could have
from
trust
you
issues
that like, okay, he's ghosting me, but I see a million money bags every 5 seconds. So
that's another thing
that could make someone feel.
You told me you were asleep, and then I saw money bags everywhere. I'm like, yo, I drop them in my sleep too. Like, what do you want me to do? I don't know.
And you wonder why women feel insecure when you ghost them.
I don't know what to tell you.
No, we got to the bottom of it.
Yeah, like,
you're telling them you're asleep and you're not. So when we say I'm ghosting, I'm seeing other women, they may believe that you're not.
But sometimes, even if I am asleep, it's like, what am I explaining here? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why, if I'm telling you I just need time, why does it matter if I'm on social media? Why does that matter? I'm still by myself while I'm on social media.
Okay, but
you understand what I'm saying?
You lied to her.
No, sometimes it's like I was asleep, but then it's like I'm up now. I sleep 2-hour spurts, and then I wake up and I just.
Yeah, it's so odd how these women don't believe you when you go ghost. I can't understand where they're thinking that.
No, but people need to understand that just because I am on social media does not mean that I want to talk to anybody.
And it doesn't mean that I'm up, because I could be sleeping on social media too. Like if I'm in the bed and I'm like in the fetal and I just got my phone right here, like I'm not really up. I'm still asleep.
Maul, I was trying to help
the
you.
issue is not that you want.
Because you got to be up for a conversation like with a woman you're dating.
You guys are missing the point.
You don't got to be up to know that you like a picture.
The issue is not that you're on social media and don't want to talk to somebody. It's that you lied about what you were doing and continued, and social media is what snitched on you.
But what if I was
Snitch on
really?
yourself.
But what if I was really sleeping? Now I'm up though.
Okay.
If I tell you I'm sleep at 4 a.m. and then at 5:30 I'm up and I'm on social media, yeah, I was asleep for an hour and a half.
Okay.
I'm up now. Mm-hmm. Where's the lie? See,
Mal, do you think that your upbringing and losing people when you were young, I just got really deep on you, has to do with the fact that you're so easily detached from people, women included? You know that everybody can die at any moment or be replaced at any moment.
Jesus, Damaris, no,
Yeah,
that's
that was
not.
a deep question.
Yeah,
Jesus.
no, that has nothing to do with it. But if you want to go there, if you want to make it dark, yo, Carl, turn the lights out.
How do you know it doesn't? Have you ever explored that?
Nah, I don't think it has anything to do with when you say detach. Like I don't just like completely like cut people off and never speak to them again. I don't do that.
But
it's
you
just
detach
days-
when you get closer to somebody, though.
No, it's-
emotionally.
Yeah.
No, it's days where I just don't want to be bothered. Like it's just I'm not talking about forever. I don't just like go ghost forever. Like it's just a day or two where I'm just like I don't just feel like talking. I don't feel like doing shit. I don't feel like being bothered.
Is that something you're willing to compromise on with somebody that you would actually like, though?
Yeah, I've done it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot better actually. I've gotten a lot better. I'm not as bad as I was with ghosting and detaching myself. I'm not as bad. I've worked on it because I've been on the other end of it, and I'm like, damn, this is how I feel. That's whack.
Okay. There's some growth there.
Yeah,
We can revisit this topic. I think we should try to add a moral therapy segment at least once a month, 2 times a month.
I feel like this helped him.
Oh, no.
this didn't help me at all, Damaris.
I think he's not going to text her back.
I promise you. This you thought that helped? No, it didn't help me at all.
Yo.
What up?
Hey, Justice. You're
Justice.
you're live on air with Mo and myself.
Congrats, man.
I want to say congratulations on the album. The album's incredible.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate y'all. What's up, Mom?
What's poppin', King?
You know what I'm saying? Trying to make it in America.
Well, now you making it.
Yeah, you're doing all right, bro.
Yeah, you doing all right.
We would be hypocrites. And because I love you, I want you to clear your name. What's going on with this contract bullshit that they're spewing? Did London put that in the press to try to kill the release?
I mean, I'm gonna let y'all do it. I'm gonna let y'all do the journalism and the investigation.
I knew it was him. I knew it.
Just look at the timing of everything.
You know we're the accountant boys.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to see that contract.
Everything. You know, listen, we'll clear it up though. I mean, I just didn't want to get in the middle of everything as we were putting out. I guess it's counterproductive for what our goal was.
I hear that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it is being resolved for any misunderstandings with Summer and LVRN. Okay.
Yeah, which is none of their business.
That's a fact. It is none of their business, but we're nosy and we're podcasters.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just like everybody was like, yo, if Shorty had an issue, like you don't think she would have took it to social media?
What? Summer would never do that.
She would never go on social media for any issues that she's having.
I could never see her doing that. All right. Well, I'm glad that's being cleared up.
My thing is, all right, so like, let me just make this statement though. My thing is just like, yo, guys, we have brought y'all nothing but positive vibes. All right, the name of our company is Love Renaissance. How do y'all switch on us quickly because some weird article comes out? Like, that's just, I don't know. I'm just like, yo, y'all don't believe in people anymore?
This sounds like a salesman pitch.
Stand-up guy.
Look at our name. It says love in it.
I mean,
We could never.
It's LOVE.
I'm just saying, Rory, you've been on vacation with me, and I've had all my artists with me on vacation.
That is a fact.
We have a great relationship. It's clearly the proof is in the pudding. So
That is a fact.
Look at the timing. Just do all the critical thinking.
I'm with you.
Conspiracy theories out there.
If I actually thought that that's what you were doing, I probably wouldn't have called you. But I did want you to clear it up because I did see that floating around and we were talking about how great Summer's album is. I will say with Boogie's album, though, are you holding that hostage? When can we get Boogie music?
Mm-hmm. I am holding the hostage, but Q1.
Okay. So you're the punch to SZA to Boogie in this capacity.
I just had to make sure it's right. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Well, I like the 2 videos y'all put out. But all right, cool. I'll let you go. It would be remiss not to bring up the article. Congrats again on the release.
Just congrats, man.
Thank you, guys.
All right, talk to you, bro. Shout out to
Listen,
Nori,
gotta love
man.
him.
Yo, congrats to Nori. If I had a round of applause, I would do it. Here's an air horn. It's a long air horn. Shout out to Nori, man, and EFN, and Revolt, and Black Effect, and Tidal, and Mass Appeal. Nori signed to like 17 outlets. So shout out to the entire world that was involved.
Shout out
with
to
that.
Biggs because he orchestrated a lot of that.
Okay, shout out to Biggs. Yeah, I heard he was brought up in the interview. What'd you think of it?
It was definitely we definitely got a lot of sound bites from it. I think we got a lot of classic clips from it that we're gonna see for a long time and hear for a long time. I thought it was on brand with the rest of the Kanye interviews we've probably ever received. This one was probably a little more into the mind of the new Kanye or Yeezy. He's talking with a different bravado now.
Is he?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Thought the same confidence was always kind of
this
there.
wasn't the same. I know the confidence never wavers. It's not the confidence. It's just different from. You can see where you know where he is business wise now versus where he wasn't business wise with Sway.
Okay.
You can feel the difference. You can see the difference. It's a different type of conversation. The confidence is always there. That's why he's Kanye. Confidence. You have to have the utmost confidence in yourself, which he never didn't have. But I think the conversation was different because of who he was sitting with. I think that helps a lot of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sitting down with a guy like Nori, who
Long relationship, the two of them.
yeah, they some history there. The type of person that Nori is, and EFN is there to kind of buffer when Nori doesn't have any clue what the fuck people are talking about.
No, EFN is great.
EFN is like, yo, you fucking
EFN is the perfect cause for that show.
Yeah, it's like Nori. This is what that means. You know what I mean? Like, so I thought that was good, great. And then I think the relationships behind the scenes, like I said, Biggs had a lot to do with that. And then obviously Puff with Revolt, who Kanye is obviously really close with. So you could just tell the dynamic and the energy was a little different. He smoked for the first time on camera in I don't know how long.
Yeah.
Probably had a drink on camera for the first time in a long time as well.
Since the VMAs, probably.
Yeah. So, it was
The
just
whole
you could
bottle
tell the level of comfort was different. And again, it's just Kanye being Kanye, man. He's gonna be entertaining. He's gonna say shit that he probably shouldn't say, but he doesn't give a fuck. Like, what's gonna happen? Is business gonna stop? No.
From a podcast point of view, I will say what I enjoyed the most about the entire thing was when he kept saying to Nori that you'll be my Joe Rogan. Like, I love that part.
Yeah.
Where the biggest superstars in this culture don't have to go with the necessary biggest platform that they can find. I mean, I know, and Kanye's done Joe Rogan before, I believe, right?
Yeah.
But to say that, like, I love that. I don't know why Ye chose now to talk. I was going to ask you that question as well, why you think he chose this timing. Because he seems to be, calculated wouldn't be the word, because Kanye himself would say he's probably not very calculated. But when he chooses to speak, there's usually a reason for it.
Yeah.
I love that he went right to Nori. I love that he didn't have to go back to Rogan or go to some other big platform that is the number one that he can be like, this is Walt Disney. Like, I love that he went to Drink Champs. And not to say Drink Champs is huge. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
but I love that the superstar in that culture went right to Nori and not to someone else.
Yeah, I mean, and I think he kind of spoke to that. You know what I mean? And I think that what that did, and again, it speaks to the power of the Yeezy brand. I think what that did for podcasting was amazing. I don't even think Kanye understands what he did for podcasting with doing a Drink Champs episode. But it was dope. It was a good watch. I watched it twice because when I watched it when it first came out, something else was going on that night. I feel like we was doing something, and it was kind of like it was on, but I wasn't paying attention. So there's a lot of things that I missed, but it was just dope to hear him talk about, relationship and, the whole Drake situation and the issues he had there, and, him saying he's basically still married. He feels like he's still married. It's nothing is final, it's no divorce papers, anything like that. And then him talking about his movement with Gap and how he was able to, make those numbers do what it did when they went public. And, so he's just speaking to the power of himself and, his brand. And I think it's amazing when you look at a guy like Kanye and his career and where he came from and where he's at now. It's just nothing but motivation and inspiring to basically say, here's a guy that did more than I think anyone thought he was going to be able to do.
The inspiring side of it, because I remember, and shout out to Juan Epstein, shout out to Syph and Rosenberg, because I feel like anytime Hove does a podcast or like Ye does a podcast, people forget that they had Hove on their podcast first. They had Kanye on their podcast first. Like, shout out to Juan Ep for being kind of the blueprint for a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
I remember him being on there saying that whole, I'm the new Elon Musk, I'm the new, like, I'm these people. And he did those rants all the time during the Yeezus tour, all that shit.
Right.
It was kind of cool to see him say all those names again, Bezos, and say those are my peers, and actually mean it this time. Like it happened. You did kind of manifest that shit.
Absolutely.
Now, it doesn't negate some of the bullshit that you did to get there with certain people that you aligned yourself with. But I can never take away, and who the fuck would I to begin with, take away Kanye's contributions and the way he is pushing shit forward. So that was really nice to see. I thought some of the shots he was taking at Just and Kweli and
a little weird.
Sean, I thought was like super weird.
But that's Kanye shit. Like if you put a mic in front of Kanye long enough and let him talk, he's gonna say some things that he shouldn't say.
Of course.
We know that about Kanye already. And I think we went into it like, okay, what is he gonna say this time? Because I know when I heard he was doing the Drink Champs, like I was like, all right, I can't, because I know it's a different level of comfort with Nori. So I knew that it was gonna be some things he was gonna say that was like, damn, like now the Just thing I didn't expect. I would be on that, caught me off guard. I was like, that's a little, foul. You know what I mean? Like, damn.
Well, I'm on record, not a doctor at all, but I've dealt with a lot of people that have had Asperger's. So I do know that behavior very much. And I've said a bunch of times, I think Kanye has Asperger's. He doesn't really know how to act in social situations and say the right things that are on the top of his mind.
He alluded to that, and he said he's a little on the spectrum.
Yeah. Well, we all are, but he's just
more on the spectrum. So yeah, I mean, he understands that, and I think Kanye is he's just again, I'm trying not to say brutally honest, but he is that guy. He's gonna say things where it's just like that's gonna offend somebody, but you understand what he's trying to say.
It's who he offended and how he did it, because it was kind of like, damn, all right, so you probably felt that way when the blueprint was being made.
Of course.
And you've bigged up Just, work with Just, like that's what I kind of hate. And
but even the Sean shit,
I've done it before too. When I've gotten mad, I've said things that I probably thought about someone for a long time, and I should have just said that to begin with, because that's like some real phony shit.
Yeah.
But like the praise you gave Kweli for so long of like him being the first rapper to put you on as a rapper, like he's the reason for that. To say you hated his raps, like that could be your preference, but some shit you just don't got to say.
Agree.
Like
I agree. There's some things that you keep to yourself.
You don't need to say it.
But again, this is
publicly. If you want to be in the studio and say, Kweli, that verse sucks, that's what the producers do.
But we know that Kanye is the exact opposite. He's going to always say things publicly that he shouldn't say. It's just, who is he going to say it about this time? Did I think it was going to be Just Blaze? No. Did I think Kweli was going to catch a stray? No. Those were the names I was going to reach for. I thought he was going to dig more into the whole Drake situation than anything.
I'm over it. I don't care. I was skipping through that part.
Yeah, I mean, you over it, but this was his first time speaking publicly since a lot of things have or haven't transpired. Since the albums came out, 6 days apart from each other. You know what I mean? That whole back and forth. So I thought that it was going to be more talk on that. Like, what was the hesitancy about the back and forth? Like, who's going to drop first? Like, I thought he was going to dig more into that. So I was expecting to hear some things about that, but Just caught a stray, Kweli caught a stray, Big Sean caught a stray.
I'm still trying to fully understand that Big Sean one.
Me too, especially since Sean put out a photo of him seeing Ye like 2 weeks ago and was like, yo, this was after this interview and you didn't say any of that to me.
And the John Legend thing, because of course John Legend was vocal when Ye did the Trump shit. But then also said, hey, I'm texting him, going to his house, we're going to discuss it. Like I felt John Legend for who he is publicly when it comes to political shit, and Ye being so close to him. I thought John handled that shit like with grace and was really dope and was a good friend and still was sticking to his political points on what he thought Kanye was wrong about.
Political shit with friends is always weird.
Big Sean handled it even better, I thought. Sean just shut the fuck up. He didn't say shit bad about Ye or good about Ye or anything. You just shut up. Like, dog, if he wants to go do his Trump thing, that has nothing to do with me.
Right.
I'm gonna just be quiet. So to say that you're in your grave because you signed Big Sean, like, that's some real foul shit. Because all right,
I agree. Yeah. But that's who Kanye is.
Because if we keep it a buck with good music, which is one of my favorite labels ever, in that era of Drake coming up, Kendrick coming up, J. Cole coming up, when they were all doing those like sub-label battles, Sean kept good music relevant to the younger crowd.
Oh, for sure.
Like, to say your biggest mistake would be to sign Big Sean, dog, that kept your label with the kids.
Afloat for
like,
a
what
long
the
time,
fuck?
yeah.
Yes, Push, we love Push. Push is from our era. Push, of course, helped keep that shit float. We love Common. Great. Love Tiana.
No, but you're talking about that demographic.
To that, when good music was in its prime as a label, Sean is the top tier rapper that kept y'all moving and relevant as far as a label outside of the obvious Kanye West. But
yeah. I just
like,
think
that's some foul shit to say.
No, it is. And again, but this is Kanye. I think Kanye is just an extremist in a lot. So even if he says something, it's going to be like the extreme. You know what I mean? If he's talking about somebody, it's going to be a little extreme. Like, does he feel some type of way towards Big Sean in business and maybe Big Sean wanting to be off good music and all of that behind the scenes shit? That probably was on his mind. Like, damn, like, you know, why wouldn't you want to fuck with me? Like, I fuck with you. So he probably just said something about Sean in that moment where it was just like, it was a little extreme.
But
like,
you can't.
Is he mad that he signed Big Sean? I don't think so.
But you can't preach everything you said in that interview and then be mad if Sean wants to get off your label.
I agree with you. No, I'm with you. But again, we talking about Kanye.
When I first saw the clip, I thought he was actually saying some ill shit. I thought he was saying.
Rory did too.
This was
like,
no. This
he
was.
Said, oh, you mean the worst? Like, oh my God. Like,
I thought he was saying like, damn, Sean is such a great artist. I should have never signed him to a deal that would hold him in a back.
Hold him back, yeah.
Because Kanye at that point too, that was such the major label system of regular ass contracts. Kanye probably didn't even know what he was doing when he was signing Sean like that. He didn't know what he was taking from Sean.
Right.
So that's what I thought he was getting at. I was like, oh, that's ill. I like that Ye said that. And then I went back, I was like, oh wait, you were like are really upset that you like he was a bad person.
But was he really upset? Because like I said, I love the fact that Sean put that picture out with him and Kanye and Hit Boy, right? Yeah. And he was like, yo, I just saw you. And this was after you did this interview, like, and it wasn't this type of energy at all. So where's this coming from? You know what I mean? So again, that just speaks to the point of Kanye's going to say things sometimes that's going to be a little exaggerated and things that he shouldn't say. But that's Kanye. That's what he does. He's been doing that forever.
I think we give not enough credit to who Kanye West is as a person publicly to Dame. And I'm not saying that in a bad way or good way. But Dame and Kanye are so good at saying some simple shit in such a fucking compelling way. Like, if you go look at the Breakfast Club interview and look at the Ye Nori shit, they're very similar people in how they give their delivery and how they explain things and how they bring you in to care about a very simple point.
Like, that was one thing I liked about the episode is when he said, I'm Jay and I'm Dame. You know what I mean? And you can see it where Dame rubbed off on him. And it really just boils down to, you know, Dame has always been a guy of ultimate confidence. Yeah. And, you know, we don't need you to do what we want to do with our culture. These are things that Dame has been preaching forever. You go back and look at that Breakfast Club interview with Dame now and how it resonates, especially with us.
Hell yeah.
Today, it's like, oh, this is what he was preaching. You know, ownership. Why we can't own our own shit? We don't need these people. We can do this on our own, do it together. You know what I mean? So it's like you understand the mind of Dame. I think Dame just says it in a way where it just rubs people the wrong way at times. And should he be, you know, is that on Dame? No, not really. It shouldn't be, right? It's like more so, right? It's more so like I'm speaking about business and getting this done and us doing things the right way and us owning our own shit. And why does that offend somebody? Like that shouldn't offend you that I want to own my own shit. You know what I mean? So it's insecurities. So, you know, Kanye took a page out of that book, and it was dope for him to give Dame that love and say, you know, I am Jay and I am Dame, because I remember when Kanye first started coming around, he was a totally different individual. You know what I mean? I remember it may have been his first or second day at Baseline, and he was just bringing beats through And I didn't know who he was. They told me that this was a producer that he was working with and that was going to be probably producing on Jay's album. And I remember Kanye had on like a motorcycle jacket and some Durango boots. It just wasn't like our fashion.
Yeah.
But even back then, you could tell he was always on his own shit.
Yeah.
It was like he gonna wear what he want to wear. That was fly to him. Me being from New York. It was a weird time in New York where dudes was wearing Durango boots too. Like some dudes kind of jumped in that lane. That was never... No, like, there was dudes uptown wearing Durango boots, and I was kind of like, yo, I don't know, I'm gonna stick to the Timbs and the beef and broccolis, fam.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna do the Durangos, but I remember that. I remember Kanye being at baseline, and you could just tell he was just different. From day one, he was just different. He was on his own page. He was doing what he wanted to do. And, you know, a year later, it was like, yo, this dude is out of here.
And this was what, for the compilation? Before the Blueprint, right?
This was Blueprint. This was Blueprint 1.
Okay.
This was Blueprint 1. I think Jay was still recording Blueprint 1 when I first met Kanye up at Baseline. Yeah, I think Jay was Blueprint 1. Beans was recording some joints because I know Kanye had did some joints with Beans around that time. And it was dope for him to say that he's going to give Beans some money because he gave him the name Yeezy. He's going to give him some stock in Yeezy. So that was, I mean, it still remains to be seen if he'll actually do it. But the fact that he said it was like, oh, shit, okay, that's real.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to see more of the follow-up Kanye in that sense because I loved when he was tweeting about the master shit, and then we don't know what happened with that. Not to say that I have to know. He could still be doing it.
Right,
I don't fucking
exactly.
know.
But
with
we
that,
don't, it remains to be seen.
With popular people, they'll say a lot of shit and we'll praise them for it, and it's like, dog, you actually doing it though.
Yeah.
But I did like that, along with Hove mentioning Dame in the speech too. It was nice as a baby Rockefeller fan.
Yeah.
Like it was nice to see this past 2 weeks of everyone kind of like Biggs is at the Ye shit. Jay is talking about Dame at the Hall of Fame shit. And Kanye's getting into the bean. So I love that. But I
don't know what's going on. I haven't asked Biggs, but he's been with Kanye for a few, like maybe 2 weeks now. They've been in Miami running around. I don't know if Ye's still there, but I just, when he told me that, kind of raised my eyebrow like, what's going on? You know what I mean? What's happening? And obviously the Drink Champ shit happened and all of that. But it's good to see, like you said, that energy of, you know, people that started out together kind of sort of trying to like mend some relationships that may have, you know, been broken through years of business and, you know, just people going their separate ways and growing their separate ways. Like sometimes it just has to happen like that. I can't grow with you. I have to go over here and do this, but we're going to find our way back to do something together where it's like, bro, I never forgot you. Like you was a intricate part in my growth and my development. Like I'm forever indebted to you. So it's good to see that type of energy where it's really no bad blood. The Jay and Dame shit was always, you know, fucked up to me. Yeah. Because I know the love that's really there. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see that energy is kind of sort of like bringing this way back.
But I mean, maybe it was purposeful in the sense that, to your point of growing separately, I couldn't think of a better time now for four genius minds that have been doing things on their own, Ye, Dame, Biggs, and Kanye, to just not fuck with each other for a while and then come back together in this moment with all the other shit they have going on together. So I do hope that does happen.
We'll see. I mean, it's easy to say things and, you know, put things out there, but it's still a lot behind the scenes that I know is like, it's a lot of hurdles. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of ego now more than ever. You know, everybody has an ego, but now more than ever, the egos are like huge. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know if you can get around that.
But the only time we've ever seen Ye not have an ego, to me, was this interview in certain parts when Jay was brought up. Oh no, that's the boss. I can't do verses against him. That's the boss.
I mean, but again, I like that because
I do too.
It's the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's the truth, and it's like it still shows that no matter how big Kanye is and he becomes, he's always gonna have that like big brother, little brother thing for Jay, where it's like, bro, if it wasn't for you, like I don't know, you know, if my career ever takes off the way.
Did the same thing with Dame. Like, don't matter what Dame's going through, Dame will be good forever because like that. Yeah, that's stripping your ego. So I do think there is some hope there. Like, I think Dame on IG came back and said, "Yeah, maybe we could talk again. We could figure it out."
Get the lawyers out the way.
Yeah. So I think there's.
I hope so. I would love to see it, man.
You got to put it together. It's really on you.
It's not on me, but I would love to see it.
The only thing Hove said to me at the premiere was, "Hey, you lost weight and then punched me in the ribs, and I have a broken rib." So
yeah, I mean, well, you know, that's his way of.
Well, I had a broken rib already. Jay didn't break my rib. But.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I don't want to put too much into it, to the idea of, you know, them kind of mending their relationships, because again, it's personal for me, and if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be like, yo, this is whack. But I love the fact that people are talking, and I love the fact that Jay, you know, but Jay's honorable. So him shouting out Dame at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I didn't expect anything less. Like,
Yeah, it didn't shock me.
yeah, so it's like, you know, but again, I just know how egos are and how shit could get in the way, so I'm not gonna put too much stock into it.
I hear that. Well, yeah, congrats to Rory and EFN again. I love the
They
interview.
did huge numbers. I think that was like,
6 mil, I think they're right
Yeah,
now, which
something
will
crazy.
go up even more because that was over the weekend. So you know, this week people will watch that shit, and I hope Ye talks more. I'll be honest with you.
yeah, I
think-
hope with the right people.
Yeah,
With the right people, those, like again, Nori, that type of platform is real easy, real comfortable for him, and I think that helps with those type of people that kind of like, you know, they kind of are sheltered and closed in when it comes to, you know, being vulnerable with random people just because they have a show. That doesn't work for Kanye. Sitting down with somebody like Nori, who is not gonna grill you and, you know, give you this Barbara Walters type of vibe. That's perfect for Kanye. He can be himself.
and Rory still asked the right questions.
He
as
absolutely did. I love the fact that him comparing, you know, asking him which rappers he like, that, which producers. It was dope to see that side of Kanye, because you could really go back into him being a fan, like growing up as a fan of a lot of these artists and stuff like that. So that was dope to see that side of Kanye.
I will say the last Kanye point. What I did love was that Hove did not give Watch the Throne the song Holy Grail. And it's not going to be why you think.
Yeah.
That song is not good. Justin Timberlake comes in and kills that intro, bodies it, and then you get some of the worst Timberland drums I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Some of the worst?
Yes. Thank God that record. If that becomes the intro to Watch the Throne, we don't get No Church in the Wild. So
Oh yeah,
thank
no.
fucking God
If it's between those two, then
Jay was selfish on that part.
Yeah, absolutely. If it's between No
Justin
Church and
killed
the Wild,
that shit.
yeah.
Those Timberland drums are not. They're just not good.
I can't remember the drums on that. Well, that's
They're
probably
bad.
because they weren't good. Yeah. That's probably because they wasn't that good. Yeah.
They're just not good at all. Hold on. Somebody talk or just mark it. So we
You
can
have
come back
something
in.
against Magna Carta.
I don't have anything against Magna Carta. I like Magna Carta.
He didn't have the phone. What was the phone that came
Oh, the
with?
Samsung shit?
Yeah. He didn't get the
I was an
Samsung.
iPhone
Yeah,
guy?
he was an iPhone guy back then.
No, I think Holy Grail is cool. It's definitely not my favorite Jay album. I think it was.
I mean, if it's between Holy Grail and Watch the Throne, everybody's obviously going.
Listen, Justin's killing this shit. And for those watching on YouTube, we're actually listening to the record right now. Like this build up, and then even in the commercial, they killed it right before the drums came on. Like, oh damn, we blew out the speakers.
No, you didn't. The speakers were not blown.
These drums suck.
I like it.
The build up that Justin did on that shit compared to that, thank God that wasn't on Watch the Throne.
The drums aren't terrible, but I wouldn't have used those drums on that record. They work on another. I know what you mean.
That was the most
build-up, you
political
wasn't
answer I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Because
Just
the
agree
drums,
with me.
No, because the
It's
drums
okay.
aren't bad.
Jay is my favorite rapper. I can say, and
but
Timbaland's a
listen,
great producer.
No, but listen, the drums aren't bad. Just on that record, they didn't fit with that build up.
That build up,
Yeah, that's all. But if those drums on another record,
Maybe.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That's all I'm
Oh,
saying.
right.
Like on that record, no. But they're not terrible. It's not. It doesn't sound like I did the beat. Like it's not terrible drums. It's just like no, wasn't expecting that after that Justin build up.
Yeah, and my only issue with I don't even know. Of course, it's going to become a Jay-Z podcast with this album is I think it was the most detached from his fan base Jay has ever been. He was too rich and famous at that point, and it was literally like, dog, I just want a Picasso. Like, dog, I just want a slice of pizza. Like the album was too rich. There wasn't one like relatable bar.
I gotta go back and
on the
listen to
entire
Holy Grail.
album.
I gotta
no,
go
it's
back and
good
listen
music.
To it. Yeah,
I like the album.
I gotta go back and listen to it. I think now, being a little older and I think listening to albums back then, now I think they hit a little different.
Yeah, and I think it was too much of the greats, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It was just too much of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're getting too much of the A-list together.
It's like the Lakers right now.
We're kind
It's
of
not
all
work-
too
yeah.
rich and detached of what's going on right now. That was my only issue. It's still a good album, but
Yeah.
that was my only problem with it.
Well, shout out to Rory, shout out to DJ EFN, shout out to Drink Champs, Revolt, Mass Appeal, and anybody else that had a hand in making that interview happen. Definitely was a classic. Definitely elevated the podcasting platform.
100%.
And we answered with Hit Boy.
I loved our conversation with Hit Boy.
No, I think it was dope. I think it was really dope. I think it was
I'm just laughing at us answering.
yeah, no, that wasn't. I promise you that wasn't the answer.
We answered you,
Yeah,
Rory. Like,
that answer was nobody heard that answer.
well, we shot that before the Kanye.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know when the Kanye interview actually happened, but before
No,
our
it
knowledge
was
of the
before
Kanye.
that.
Okay.
It was before that. It was way before that.
And I thought it was a great combo. Like,
Yeah.
even without the Kanye shit going on, I still would have wanted to put that out at the same time.
No, that had nothing to do with it for me. I just thought that it made sense with obviously what did happen with the Kanye shit, but to me it was just about celebrating Hit Boy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people said they had never really listened to a Hit Boy interview before and like listened to him like sit down and talk, so they enjoyed it. They learned different things about him, different sides of him, different, got a different energy from him. Like, I didn't even realize he was that passionate. He was that.
He's a quiet dude.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I thought it was dope. So yeah, shout out to Hit Boy. And
Yeah, I could tell he was, in no way would I say nervous about it, but just he doesn't do press like that. So
At all.
him and I were talking, and he was like, "Did I go too in?" I was like, "Nah, you didn't. I
No.
mean, you got your
For
shit
him,
off." You
yes.
yeah, for him, I
Yeah.
think he just never did that publicly and kind of felt
That he
away.
might
And I
have
was
done
like,
a lot, yeah.
"Dog, I mean, you got your truth off. No matter what you say, it's not going to belong to you anyways. It's going to be interpreted by whoever the fuck. So
Right.
if you start worrying about how you're going to come across." You're gonna lose your fucking mind. So
And
just be happy you got your shit off, and I thought you did it in a graceful way.
I think that was important for people to hear that too, because again, somebody as big as Kanye, possibly stepping in the way of your career and saying
Blackballing
don't
you.
work with him.
It's crazy.
For him to be able to pivot around that and still have the success that he's had, that's a very inspiring thing for people. I think people need to hear that.
Hell yeah.
There are going to be obstacles. There are going to be people that's going to, try to get in your way, and people that you look up to, because that's another side of the game that people don't tell you. You're a fan of somebody, and you look at them from afar, and one day you're in the room working with them or working for them, and they come to find out, they kind of hinder you a little bit. They're like, nah, don't do nothing with them, or don't work with this person, or don't do that. It's a tough pill to swallow. It's like, damn, like this is somebody I look up to. This is somebody who I had posters on my wall, like, and now they're telling people not to work with me. Like,
Yeah.
it's so that was something I think that people needed to hear and understand that. Yeah, that may happen, but that doesn't mean that your goals can't be reached and that your dreams can't be a reality.
If Kanye West is telling people not to work with you, and you got 2 full albums with Nas, you a different dude.
Yeah, yeah, it was inspiring. So I thought that was dope for Hit Boy to sit down with us and put that out there.
Yeah, I liked it. Sports related. Scottie Pippen. I agree with him.
Yeah, so Scottie Pippen has been on one, man. I don't know, I mean, I know jealousy is a real thing, and I know envy is a real thing, but it's getting a little weird with Scottie Pippen.
Wait, you think this comment was jealous and envious?
Absolutely.
How?
I think Scottie Pippen because I think Scottie Pippen realizes he was a great player, but it's just hard when you were playing with the greatest player. So you're not going to get everything that you probably feel like you should have got. You're not going to get all of the accolades and all of the acknowledgement that you feel like you should have received because you're playing with the greatest ever. So it's like, I understand it where it may be some feelings there where it's like, damn, like, because I saw something else where he was saying that he didn't receive any payment from the Last Dance documentary and that Michael Jordan made $10 million. Scottie Pippen, if you think that Michael Jordan cares about $10 million that he received from that documentary.
Doesn't mean Scottie doesn't care about it.
But there's levels. So while Mike probably donated all of that money to some charity somewhere, like it's not, the documentary was about Michael
Mike don't
Jordan.
care about the kids.
He does care about the kids, but that documentary was about Michael Jordan.
Of course.
That wasn't about Scottie Pippen.
There was a
Scottie,
whole episode about Scottie.
because he was a part of the legacy.
And that's Scottie's fucking point.
Yeah, but this is not your documentary. So why would you receive compensation for this? Like,
Oh, no.
that was just weird. But again, that speaks to other feelings that may be there for Mike. This is what I'm saying. Like there's some other feelings that I think he harbors towards.
And Scottie was in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the whole time,
You can't tell a Michael Jordan story without
No, I'm
mentioning
trying to
Scottie
remember
Pippen.
because I have
Like I don't even want it to come across
he
like
was interviewed in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Absolutely.
So,
but that's what I'm saying. I don't want it to come across like Scottie doesn't deserve something because Scottie Pippen is one of the greatest at his position ever. He changed the small forward position. I would never try to take anything away from Scottie, but Michael Jordan is the guy.
and
That's
he's
just-
not
is
saying
what it
otherwise
is.
though.
He's not saying it, but I think he's alluding to it like
Play the clip because I'm curious how you got
Your
that.
relationship like off the court. It wasn't what you saw on the court. We always will have that respect for each other, but our friendship is not where people see it on TV think it is.
which is fine.
Think that Michael Jordan would be as successful without you? No. But I don't think I would be successful without him. I think we both complemented each other in a lot of different ways. And we kind of competed and pushed each other to be.
Where's the jealousy and envy in that? Scottie's right.
No, he's right. But him, this is just one interview. There's been a few over the years where it's like you can kind of feel like Scottie feels like he always was in Mike's shadow.
Well, he was.
Because right. So what I'm saying is he may have some feelings about that. He may feel a way about that. Like, which is, you understand it because again, especially when you're an athlete, it's competitive, it's ego, it's all of those things. But it's like, when you get to a point where as an older man, you start like, I think he said something, and this is when I knew it was weird. And he said something about he felt like LeBron would kill Mike. Or something. He made some statement like that where they asked him LeBron or Jordan, and he was like LeBron.
Okay.
And cool, LeBron is a great. Nobody's going to argue. LeBron's one of the greatest players ever. But this is a guy that you won 6 rings with. This is a guy who they say is arguably the greatest to ever play. I just didn't understand why he would say LeBron in that situation. Like, you won with Mike. It wasn't like you're not a...
I think he's the person that could accurately give that answer more than anybody because he was number 2 to Mike. Played with him. And now he's watching
Right.
Braun and says, hey, I know how Mike operate. I think Braun will win. I'm not saying that's
No, I get
true
what
or
you're
not,
saying, but
he would
to
be
me-
the one. You think it came from a place of just not fucking with Mike,
Absolutely.
which is fine too. But he
But
shouldn't.
it's not fine if it comes from a place because you feel like you was just always in his shadow. Like, that's a great shadow to be in. If you're going to be in anybody's shadow, being in Michael Jordan's shadow, and Scottie held his own because when Mike retired and Scottie had
He
to
was
hold down
leading
the
the league
Bulls,
at one point.
he probably should have been MVP that year. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, so it's like you understand, Scottie wasn't just a chump. Like, he was a great player. But Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. That's
But
all I'm saying.
but he's allowed to feel like, yo, I need my credit now. Like,
But
I
what credit
spent
is he
my
not
entire
getting?
career as kind of being the stereotypical pun or joke to a sidekick, like Batman Robin shit. Like, it's Michael and Scottie. When I was a top tier fucking player, and y'all need to put some respect on my name for that.
Okay, so
like,
back
we don't
to
always
this
have to-
accountability thing. You saw the Last Dance documentary. Mike advised Scottie not to sign that contract that he signed. So we can kind of sort of see where Scottie's not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Well,
Like, that's all I'm saying here. We can kind of, like, you lost your...
Future would agree.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of shit around Scottie where it's like, all right, fam, we love you. You was one of the greats at your position of all time, one of the greatest small forwards to ever play the game, no doubt about it. But you got some questionable shit around you, is all I'm saying with Scottie. And I think now, it's like, even now, he's only in the headlines because he's talking about Mike. So it's like, it's like, I understand.
But people are going to ask him regardless.
And I think that's what he has a tough time dealing with, is that people are gonna only talk to him and it's gonna be like Michael Jordan, But it's like, what's wrong with that? He was a major part of that.
He's got to understand, of course.
Yeah,
the
he
Mike
was a
question.
major part of that. He was a major part of it. But I think that he just feels like he doesn't get acknowledged on his own as much as he would like to. And, again, that's
He
ego
should
shit.
handle it like Big Boy. Because I've always said Big Boy is a top tier lyricist. He just happened to be in a group with a unicorn.
Exactly. Same shit. But Big Boy's not running around talking about, I think that the baby is better than Andre 3000. It's like the baby is doing great right now, killing them, numbers, charts everywhere. Like he's doing amazing. But slow down. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm saying. Like,
I hope Big Boy does say that.
It's like, yo, come on, slow down, fam. Like we understand, but it's like, all right, you really that upset with Mike? What Mike didn't do?
And first
for
of all,
you?
the baby is not the LeBron James of rapping. I just want to make that clear.
I'm not saying I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying it's kind of like the newer, generation. Who's the top dog in the newer generation? Like, it's that type of thing.
I guess I see both sides. I just think Scottie should get his shit off. Like he was a phenomenal fucking player.
Major piece of it. Major piece of history.
So sometimes,
but
let's go back to the Breakfast Club interview of Dame, and he said, "Hey, stop asking me about that, man."
Yeah, I agree. Same type of shit.
Doing shit. Stop asking me about that guy.
Scottie Pippen is Dame.
I get it.
You see how it look? I'm just saying, like I understand major part of the history, but it's like it's always gonna be about
It's a whole documentary. Leave me the fuck alone. Go watch the doc.
But then now you mad that he got paid on his documentary. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just like, come on, fam. You just mad about everything.
When you do your doc, I'm charging you.
Oh, you gotta pay Mike. You gotta pay Mike to pull up to do Scottie's doc. You gotta get me there. Jet, all of that.
Mike is not doing Scottie's doc.
No, I think he would.
No.
Mike is not a hater. He doesn't strike me as a hater.
Mike strikes me as a hater.
Name one instance where Mike hated besides the Dream Team with Isaiah Thomas. And I don't think Mike said he ain't have nothing to do with it. I believe him.
His entire competitive career, he was hating. He's hated everybody. That's why he's such a good competitor. He fucking hates everyone.
That's a different hate.
But it's still hate.
Yeah, but that's a different hate. But yeah,
he's going to hate on you.
You're right. That's a different hate, though.
Like Kobe had that hate too, as far as you're just such a
You
competitor.
need it.
Like,
Yeah.
no, I agree. I'm
You
just
need
saying he hates.
Yeah, I hate all of y'all.
But that mentality bleeds into your personal life too. He's going to hate.
I just think that Scottie has some questions.
He's in there taking security guards' money. He's a hater.
That's competitiveness. That's being a competitor. That's being, even if it's court, it's give me that. I'm taking all that change in your pocket. Don't step out here with me. Mm-hmm. That's all it's saying. Scottie, I think, is more personal. I think it's like some resentment there. I think it's getting weird now. And like I said, based off his track record, Mike tried to help him. Don't sign that contract, bro. And he went ahead and signed it. That's on you. You can't be mad at Mike because he made all that money and you signed that bullshit deal. He told you not to do it.
Yeah.
So listen, man. I love Scottie, but Scottie got to relax.
I get it. Well, he didn't talk at all his whole career, so get your shit off.
Yeah.
And personal issues at home you may want to address.
You know about Scottie's personal life at home?
I listen to Future's music. We should probably edit that part. This was fun.
What about
This was great.
Your favorite group, Silk Sonic, is back. I love what they're doing. I love the fact that they're slow walking this entire project and giving us one single every quarter. Yeah, I love that.
I'm not mad at it.
Because everybody's putting out music and you listen to an album for 2 weeks and you forget about it. And they're letting you know, nah, we gonna slow walk this thing. We're gonna give you this album when we want to give it to you. Take these singles, let them live with these singles for 3-4 months at a time, and we'll hit you with a new one.
I typically hate really polished pop music. It kind of like makes my ears bleed a lot. I like imperfections a lot. This is perfect pop music. It's I can't understand why I love it so much. I should hate this. I should hate this though.
But I'm
talking about my taste. When shit is so fucking polished, it bothers me. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they figured out how to have absolutely no soul at all in it and have every bit of soul you could find. Like, I can't fathom it in my head. It feels warm and it's the coldest record I've ever heard.
I mean, these are like real musicians.
100%.
You know what I mean? These are real musicians, real artists, and their relationship. They have a personal relationship with each other. They've known each other for years. So I think you're getting all of that. You're getting a lot of like fun, a lot of like, jokes type of vibe, parody type of vibe. But then you're getting real music. And I think they're just mixing all of that in. I think this is just them letting us in on their jam sessions. Honestly, I think this is what this is.
And I don't know if it's Anderson that does it, because we've talked about it with CLB and other albums of kind of like doing the parody of yourself and parody of music. And Bruno Mars to some degree has made parody music that was really good. Like it feels like you're really just trying to recreate something exactly in a parody way, and it sounds perfect. So I don't know if it's Anderson .Paak that's pulling it there, or it's both of them, or Bruno's just so good at doing this parody style. I can't figure it out. I just love it. It just confuses me that I love it.
It's to
Because
me,
I'm a hater.
You're not a hater.
I'm not.
I think that, again, I just like the fact that they're showing you that it's possible to, like, you don't have to give into the new protocol of what putting a single out in the album looks like and feels like. Like, they're not rushing this. They're like, this is real music that we're not going to just give you in a microwave fashion where you just live with it for a weekend and then you're on to the next thing right after. Like, they're giving us these singles. This, like I said, the first single came out probably top of the year.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So, it's like they're letting us live with this music. Like, you want this song, keep playing this song. We're not giving you the whole album yet. But just based off of these singles, the album's gonna be incredible.
No, I don't doubt that.
The tour is gonna be amazing. The visuals are amazing. They have a lot of fun. Yeah, like you already see what this is. This is old school marketing. This is old school rollout. Like, this is not no new shit.
And I do like that it does make me feel like they're actually putting time into the album rather than like, let's catch this quick lick of two big artists or two big producers or something like that. Let's just put some shit out real quick. So yeah, I do like the strategy on that. The Terrace Martin album, I don't know if you listened to it, Jerome's. I mean, James Fauntleroy is all over it, so you already know I'm on board. But that Terrace Martin album, I know everyone was on Summer this week. I know the Silk Sonic shit. I know Adele put out music. That Terrace Martin album, people got to go pay attention to. Like, he went in.
Okay.
There's Corday's on it, Aaron Ray's on it, YG's on it. It's a lot of people. Fauntleroy is all over it. Finally, I feel like.
You got to check it out.
Leon Bridges, D Smoke. It's a really, really, really good album. And shit, actually, that day we were talking about with the Nas shit and Hit Boy shit was the same day I was with Terrace in that same studio, and he was playing this stuff. And at that point, I was like, I mean, is this shit ever gonna come out?
Right.
Because he works on so many other people's shit that I don't think he's given himself that proper time, and he did on this one to like just focus on let me do my album, and the shit is great.
All right, I gotta check it out.
There is a SZA record that didn't make it, a SZA and James Fauntleroy record. I don't know the politics behind it because Punch was in the studio that day too. That needs to come out. Terrace Martin produced a SZA and James Fauntleroy record that's incredible. I don't know if that's going to end up on her album, and that's why it wasn't on his, but it's crazy.
I was listening to the Ransom and Rome Streets Coupe de Grace. Am I saying that right? I say Degrassi every time I look at it. I don't know if it's Coupe de Grace or Coupe de Grace.
I had basic cable. I didn't watch Degrassi.
But they no, the Ransom and Rome Streets joint. I'm feeling this joint. I was listening to it this weekend.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ransom has been doing his thing, man. Yeah. I like the pocket he's in. I like the zone he's in. I like the creative space that he's in. Like
the consistency too.
Yeah, he found his stride and he's sticking with it and he's staying with it. I like that. I was listening to the Dom Kennedy project too.
Yeah,
this weekend.
Dom shit is good. I would love to see like Rand, Banks, Griselda, Rock, Marciano, like to do a full proper tour in a bigger venue with all of them. Like that style that's still staying alive and has a really big core fan base. I don't understand why they don't all just get together to do a bigger tour.
I don't know if will promoters take that?
Of course.
You think so?
I mean, the way State Property, Locks, and Dipset is doing it now, I can't see why they couldn't do that too. I don't know if the egos of who would perform last would get in the way, but
and that's
like,
always
there
been
could
so
be
a
real way. Yeah, like who gives a fuck?
Like, who cares? Like that shit is just so stupid to me. But
put all our names this way on the flyer. They don't have to go at a list.
Same
put
font.
them horizontal.
Yeah, same font. Like so, nobody feels no type of way. Like because egos are so fragile with rappers, which is crazy to me.
Because that whole family, you would get a way bigger venue than all of them just going out by themselves.
Yeah.
If they all came together.
That would be dope. And then you get to see, a lot of your favorite. And then I like that because a lot of these guys have records with each other. So now they get to perform these records together because they're all at the venue. They're all at the show together. Yeah. Like I hate when I got a rapper that I love and he got a dope record or a few records and it's a bunch of features. And then they got to perform just their verse. And it's like, the record don't hit the same. Like I like Homie's verse too. You know what I'm saying? So now if y'all on tour.
Exactly.
All come out on each other's set, do the records, like it just makes for a better experience.
You know what kind of be interesting, and especially with them, instead of doing like a list of all right, you go first, you go second, you go third, you go headline. Like, why can't it'd be 2 Banks records and then 2 Rand
Go off
records.
stage, 2.
Then Benny comes out and does 2 records. Like, why can't y'all just keep rotating? Like, that would be an ill live playlist to me. If you could go through the whole thing and you never really know what song is next.
Yeah.
And it's not a full set. Like, all y'all get together and I hate the word curate, but curate that playlist. And it just comes in and out. And then you come in on your verse on this shit and go back.
Oh, yeah.
That could be like a really ill idea.
Y'all all be on the stage anyway when the person's performing. So, yeah. Kind of like Summer Jam that year when Wayne brought Nicki and Drake out. And it's kind of like, we just going to play joints. Like, yeah, do it like that.
I think that would be a really ill show idea.
That would be dope.
And to not do the same old structure. Here's my 10 songs.
Yeah, change the structure.
Like,
change the structure up. Have 3 DJs up there. Your DJ, my DJ, they DJ.
And not even on some versus shit. Just literally
just playing joints. Playing joints, going through. Like, I like that. I think rappers should start thinking like that.
And like, let me go to my deeper cuts. The 3 of us do our deeper cuts right here. Then we go to our bigger record. Like, like that could be ill. Especially with Rand, Banks, Griselda.
Those type of rappers, yeah, for sure.
So listen, if y'all do that, I just ask for at least one ticket, maybe a plus.
Yeah, give Rory a +1, man.
And I could go. But is there anything else we do have to hit? I mean, we will be back in a few days.
I think that's enough for today. We're coming right back. So whatever we didn't hit, we'll hit it on the turnaround.
All right, Damaris, anything?
No, good. We're good.
I see the vibes you tried to give him today.
Yep.
I see you got the belt out.
He been fucking with you all day.
Even all day.
I know.
I'm not gonna say where she went this weekend, but again, I've known Damaris for a long time.
I'm in charge of editing. I'm not paying you no attention.
All right, man. I'm always bad at ending these things. Goodbye. This was great. I had fun.
I mean, have fun. Be safe. For like the next 3 days, we'll be right back.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And we'll talk to y'all soon.
Baisley says bye.
Peace.
Basically sniffing my feet.
No worry and now.